Hi there, my name is Shark and I'd like to welcome you to this series of free guitar lessons where we're going to look at a whole host of topics, right from the different parts of the guitar to right hand strumming, left hand chords, some basic technique exercises, left and right hand synchronization exercises, how to read tab, how to read chord boxes, some basic progressions. We're going to look at a couple of tunes. There's a whole bunch of stuff we're going to get into. So without any further ado, go and grab your guitar and I'll see you in the next section. Okay, so let's jump right into the first lesson. Let's check out the different parts of the guitar, and because in future lessons I'm going to be talking about certain things on the guitar, whether I'm talking about moving your hand towards the nut or towards the bridge, or putting a finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret, using the machine heads to tune your guitar, all these kind of things. It's a good idea, it'll be a great idea for you to get familiarized with those different parts of the guitar. At this moment I'm playing an acoustic guitar. This part over here would be the body. Then I've got the neck and the headstock. Okay, those are the kind of the three parts that I'm dividing the guitar into at the moment. The headstock, then we look at the neck, and then we look at the body. Okay, on the headstock, I've got these 6 tuning pegs, or they're also known as machine heads. These things are attached to the headstock, and the strings actually go through them. And if you tighten these machine heads, your string tension will increase, which will make the pitch of the string go higher. If you loosen them, the exact opposite is going to happen. The tension of the strings will actually get less, and the pitch of the strings would be going down. Okay, so that's my headstock with the machine heads, and then I've got this little white thing over here. It's called the nut. You'll see that we're going to be referring to the nut once we get to the chord frames or chord grids, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so that takes care of that part of the guitar. Then over here we've got our neck, and on top of the neck we've got a fingerboard, and all throughout the fingerboard you'll see these silver metal wires. We call them frets. Okay, so this would be my 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, etc. And then on top of the fingerboard you'll see these little markers. For instance, on the 3rd fret I've got a dot, the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and the 12th fret. All these dots are known as fret markers. Different guitars use kind of different symbols for them, whatever the case may be, but it's just to help you find your place on the neck quite quickly. And those fret markers, they also occur on this side of the guitar. Not all guitars have them, but I think it's safe to say most guitars actually have these fret markers. So if your guitar's got them, just double check how they work out. Mine and most guitars would be 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 15. That's where mine stops, but some guitars might have on 19, 17, 19, and 24 as well. So those are fret markers. Then we've got the body of the guitar. Because this is an acoustic guitar, the body, it's not a solid body, it's actually hollow, and I've got a sounding hole over here, so that when I play the strings, that's where my sound gets generated inside the body, and then it basically escapes through the sound hole. So you might also notice my microphone is kind of pointing in that direction. Okay, then I've got the bridge on my guitar here, and that's where my strings actually go through. So these little string pegs, they come out, then I stick my string in the bridge and I stick the string peg back onto the string. Then you tighten the string all across the fretboard into these tuning heads. Okay, so before we move on, let's just have a look at the names of the strings. My thinnest string on the guitar, we also call that the highest string because it sounds higher than this one, and this would be the lowest string. So one thing you can know right from the beginning is that the thinnest string and the lowest string, they are both called E. Okay, so one way to distinguish between them is to say the high E and the low E, or the thin E and the thick E. And then let's look at the names of the other strings. So this would be string number 1, which is E. String number 2 would be B. String number 3, G. String 4, we call that D string. String 5 is my A string, and as you know, string 6 is also an E string. So from 1 to 6 would be E, B, G, D, A, and E. Let me give it to you one more time. First string E, second string B, third string G, fourth string D, fifth string A, and the sixth string E. Okay, now this guitar of mine is an acoustic guitar like I mentioned, but it does have a pickup as well, which is situated under the bridge, and this is quite a fancy model because it also has a microphone. And then I can, over here I've got all my electronic settings, so I can blend my sound in between the microphone and the pickup as well. And then if I were to plug a cable into this guitar, the jack plug would go right into the jack input there. Once again, some guitars the jack input might not be there by the strap lock, it might be underneath the guitar or whatever the case may be. But now you have a better idea about the different parts of the guitar, so I think we can jump into the next lesson where we're going to have a look at how to read chord frames. So I'll see you in that bit in a moment.